He's a striking guy. I like him. I think he can beat Jose Aldo, maybe finish him. But a lot of people think Jose Aldo beat him. But my opinion, I think he killed him. But if he come 155, welcome.
Well, Conor, me and Conor Mcgregor, we have a little relationship. He's a nice guy. He's coming out here in a couple of days to see me and hang out for a little bit, so I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun. Listen, I love watching that guy fight. He's very, very entertaining. He's entertaining inside the ring and outside the ring. Kind of reminds me of myself a few years ago. All said it, a much smaller version, perhaps not quite as good looking, but still, you know, he has a certain charisma about him, I'll give him that. No, the guy's fun to watch. I think the hype is deserved. You know, he's with the same management team that I'm with, and we're going to see a lot of Conor McGregor, that's for sure. The guy's a star. A star is born.
McGregor, what do you think of him? I don't know him. I've never met him. I've never seen him fight, and I'm a big fan. Everywhere I go, I hear about Conor McGregor. Guys that don't compliment people, like Michael Bisping, who's a jerk, talks about how great Conor McGregor is. Pulled me aside. We were out in LA, and he pulls me aside just to tell me about this McGregor kid. Kenny Florian loves him. Dana White loves him. The fans love him. And he's won me over too. I've seen his interviews. He seems like a real guy. He seems like an honest, straight talker, which there aren't a lot of us out there. And all these guys are saying that he can bring down Aldo. And Kenny Florian said that, and Kenny Florian fought Aldo.
Yeah, Conor is one of the greatest athletes probably of all times. You know, so he's has the right combination of the mind and the body and the talent. He just is. The two are connected so well with him, which I think is so important in athletic, that you believe 100% in your victory. And because when you believe it, when you see it, believe it, achieve it, that's the way it goes. And so with him you can see that. So he's a great athlete. He's also a fun guy to hang out with. And he is very good with improvisation. And just, you know, he reminds me a little bit of the way I always was when I kind of grew up in bodybuilding. And, you know, the only way you get noticed is if you say outrageous things. And so he does that to get noticed. And because of that, because he is a great fighter and because of his personality, he now is becoming like the hottest ticket. I mean, his fight will be sold out everywhere and he would have the highest viewership.
Well, maybe he's going to be a big movie star like yourself someday.
I hope so. I think any athlete should always try to go and think about beyond the athletic career, because the athletic career only goes so far, and you can sometimes push it into the 30s or maybe get close to 40 or whatever it is. But from then on, he really should start switching, even if it is within your own sport. If he wants to become a promoter, or if he wants to become an actor, or a commentator of the thing, or a politician, or running a famous charity in the world, that is his passion or whatever it is. So I think it's great to branch out.
To ask all four men on the dais, and maybe Dana as well, that you know, I've heard so much from Conor McGregor in the last few months, and there's been. And he's made no impact at all, obviously. No, we've heard so much from him from the last few months, and you know, there's very few fighters that are able to come out and just really, I don't know, explode with their energy and talk up so much as he does. Can I get the views of all four of you? Are not big trash talkers. Can I get the views of all four of you on whether you believe, when you see a fighter doing something like that, where they have something special in them that they can't stop themselves from doing it, or whether you think it might be, you know, delusion or, you know, nerves or whatever it might be? Could I start with you, Anthony?
Man, I'm a Conor McGregor fan. I mean, he knows how to talk, he knows how to fight, and I guess it's up to each athlete. Whatever gets you up for a fight, that's what you got to do, and he does a good job at it. I mean, obviously he has all these fans here, so he should take care of business.
Same thing. You know, if he can, you know, it's one thing to talk it and then you go out there and get beat up and beat up and beat up, but he's actually very good. You know, he backs it up. So realistically, to me, it doesn't matter. You know, you're right. Whatever gets him up, whatever gets him motivated. You know, some people have to get trash talked or do this to be motivated. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, I don't think he's delusional at all. I just think he really believes in himself, and he does a good job of speaking. He gets in people's heads, and he goes out there and backs it up for sure. I mean, I have no problem with it, but that's not me.
I agree. A man got to do what he has to do to prepare himself for his fight, so he's doing what he has to do.
Dana, do you have anything to say about it?
Who gives a shit what I think about it? Come on. They're the guys.
The things that Conor McGregor did so well is just, I mean, when you have some guy predicting when he's going to knock you out.
I know. It's genius.
This is the guys where fighters go, I can't wait for this Jose Aldo, the guy who hasn't lost in 7 years or whatever. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, you want to see it, and I hope for his sake.
I
hope
Otherwise, it looks so bad.
Oh my God,
so bad.
That's the risk, though.
I know.
That's what we love.
I mean, I would hate
if he
to
gets
wear
annihilated in like the first
I
round.
would hate to wear that hat of shame that he would have to wear it.
I'm a Conor fan. Before Conor came on the show, before I sat down and had lunch with him, stuff like that, I was like, who is this dude? I hope he gets murked.
Yeah.
And then sat down and he's a genuinely good dude.
He's a good dude?
Yeah.
A guy like McGregor, he's got that type of thing. He's hungry. It's new for him.
Mm-hmm.
He appreciates the money with a big smile. He's saying it out loud, and now he's living a very great adventure. This is the time where you go from nothing to being bored. So I'm advising him to enjoy every second of the day. That's the time. And it's gonna be hard to beat him because he's fighting with this, plus his techniques and his height, plus he's got the Irish people behind him, and he create a connection, a soul connection between him and the audience on his early fight, and he wants to be loved.
Do you see Conor McGregor with that personality he has and everything going for him? Do you see him making his way? Does he have what it takes in your mind as a raw actor to go into film? Do you see that possibility?
Yeah, McGregor is going to be always a moving step forward.
Sure.
He likes to elevate himself into fighting, philosophy, he's reading book, he's trying to learn his way, he's not stupid, he's listening, he has to do what he has to do, and he's a good guy, he loves people. But him being a movie star, he's really a true warrior, and he'll make a film or 2 or 3 films for sure, because he wants to touch everything. But in his heart, he's a true warrior. And McGregor, for example, is a great fighter if he can use his legs as good as his fist. Because what he has, what not too many people have, it's the eye. Like Emelianenko was not really in shape, out of shape, but his eye. He knew one. So he's got Fedor. Yeah. Emelianenko. So he's got that. He's got that. But what McGregor has, he's hungry and he's training every day. And after this fight, I would love to spend some time with him to elevate the knee even better and not to make mistake, because turning around like that is fantastic. He's got the speed, but a guy like Aldo can go inside him. That's dangerous.
It sounds like you're a big Conor McGregor fan. Do you expect him to beat Jose Aldo?
To be honest with you, I love McGregor and I love Aldo. Those two guys, like you've got a Ferrari, Lamborghini. It's not the same. I know Mr. Gregor, with different types of anatomy. But you've got the guys from the street. He's strong. He's all over the place. He's like not on a bad way. Like a monkey. You know, if I fight you, bam, bam, he's all over the place. You know, to move, he's fast, he go forward. He's imprévisible. And McGregor has one thing that nobody has in his division. I think he can go backwards at the same time he's hitting. And when the guy run at him, and he can go backwards and and he's hitting the guy, it's very dangerous. So he's got the length to go forward, and he's got the technique to go backwards.
This, in UFC, they like to have the most charismatic guy fight because it attract more viewers, make more money. But I believe it should be the best guy to get the fight. Conor McGregor is very good. I really enjoy watching him fight. I don't know the ranking right now in this division, but I believe it's always going to be it's supposed to be the one who's right behind the champion could get the shot. We'll see what's going to happen. But Conor, I believe he's got all the skills for becoming world champion one day.
Conor McGregor and Chad Mendes. How do you see that fight going with the late replacement coming in with Aldo bowing out? And then what do you think about Conor McGregor as a character? It seemed like, for a while when the big personalities kind of left, the GSPs, the Chuck Liddells, Randy Couture's, the guys that were megastars, Conor, is he coming and taking that spot? What do you think about his overall his makeup as a fighter and a personality?
I think he, for a guy who hasn't had a ton of top 10 victories, he's been able to, jump the line fairly quickly. I do think that for a guy who has only had 5 fights in the UFC, he's very composed, he's very relaxed. He talked a lot about his movement and his flow. I think that shows he does have some power. If guys are just listening to what he's saying and not really respecting his power, he do have some powerful hands. And I think that he, in general, is the personality the UFC was looking for. You have the entertainers, you have guys that can talk up a fight, but if somebody that can entertain, talk up a fight, and go and deliver what they said, I think they need that. He has a whole country behind him. He has a UFC. Pretty much, if you look at it, the UFC handle can become Conor McGregor's handle at any point. So can Dana handle. It can do that for Ronda. So he don't have to just pump himself. He got the UFC pumping him as well. So it's like the double action gun. He got both things firing off. So he's a great fighter. I don't think he's beaten the guys to really get that legendary status yet. I think he has no plan on stopping anytime soon, so he'll get an opportunity to prove it. I wasn't on the bandwagon at first, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, you ain't beating anybody. Then he beat my teammate Dustin Poirier, so he got my attention. But from a business side, he's a great businessman. He's smart. He's making a lot of money. And anybody who prides himself on the money, and that's their motivator or their driving factor, they might want to take a page out of his book to put themselves in a position to make a little bit more money.
I think McGregor's great. I feel like he's got, he's likable. You either love him or hate him, but he's somebody who everybody wants to watch, and that's great. It's good for him, for the UFC, for everybody out there. I like having somebody exciting to watch.
With Conor, I love that guy. I love the guy. I love that guy. I love Aldo too, by the way. I respect these fighters so incredibly much, and I love UFC, and I think it's going to be an amazing fight. And I got to tell you this, is that, look, everyone has a punching chance, right? And Conor ain't no joke. I mean, he's a bad dude, and Aldo is a bad dude. So you're going to have 2 bad dudes, basically, who are going to go at it. What I love about Conor is the same thing, by the way, I love about Aldo. So Aldo, there's a quiet confidence, and in Conor, the confidence is not quiet, by the way. And it reminds me of how I was in the WWE, man. Yeah, where I was bold and talking shit, and and there was nothing that I wouldn't say to try and obviously in the WWE, it's a work and it's not real, and we knew who was going to win and lose, but I would do everything I could just in terms of what could I do to create interest. And Conor's a smart guy like that. He creates great interest, but it's not, by the way, bullshit. I mean,
he backs it up.
Yes,
yeah.
He backs it up. That's what I'm saying. So I think the fight is going to be incredible. And it's always, look, in the fight game, I'm a fan of boxing. I'm a fan of the UFC. And when someone has a mental edge, and at times I feel like I have seen, we've all seen that, by the way, like Conor get under Aldo's skin, it becomes an edge.